Hi, welcome to this part of my review featuring Fabula Ultima TTJRPG. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this tabletop role-playing game that attempts to bring the Japanese video game RPG experience to your table, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about spells. Spells can belong to any of the following disciplines: chimerism, elementalism, entropism, and spiritism. The remaining two disciplines, arcanism and ritualism, do not feature any spells. Each spell description uses a specific format, indicating the name of the spell and whether it is an offensive spell, the cost of the spell in mind points, the targets that can be affected by the spell. A target of self means the caster will use the spell on themselves, while a target of special indicates that the spell functions in a unique way described in its text, usually affecting a variety of creatures or elements present on the scene. The duration of the spell, either instantaneous, meaning that the spell takes effect immediately and then dissipates, or scene, meaning that the spell creates an ongoing effect lasting until the end of the scene it was cast in. The effect of the spell, often preceded by a flavorful description, is also contained in this format. This description has no mechanical relevance, but can help you understand the concept behind the spell and customize its appearance in order to fit your character. Spells that require a magic check often feature an opportunity effect. If you roll a critical success on your magic check, you may spend the corresponding opportunity to trigger this effect. Let's talk about casting a spell. To cast it, you must fulfill the following prerequisites. You must be free to move your body. You can be holding items in your hands as long as you can move your arms. You must be able to speak and pronounce the invocation. You must have enough mind points to pay for the spell's total MP cost, including any additional MP used to enhance its effect. Unless you are casting a spell with a target of self or special, you must be able to see your targets. If all the above prerequisites are met, you may cast the spell. First, you declare which spell you want to cast among those your character has learned, and what its effects will be. If required, choose the targets for your spell. Then perform the magical gestures and pronounce the formula. Remember that any nearby creatures will see and hear you. Then you spend the required amount of mind points. If the spell is an offensive spell, you must also perform a magic check. Non-offensive spells are automatically successful and require no check. Fumbles and critical successes on magic checks generate opportunities as normal. Then you apply the effects of the spell. Spells require precise movements and spoken incantations. They can also produce visible and fantastical effects. Because of this, everyone nearby will immediately know that magic is being used, and who by. It is impossible to cast a spell furtively. When you cast an offensive spell, you perform the appropriate magic check, and the target's magic defense score determines the difficulty level. If the spell has multiple targets, it will affect each target whose magic defense is equal to or lower than the result of your magic check. Similarly to a multi-attack, the spell will affect each target whose magic defense is equal to or lower than the total result of your magic check. If you roll a critical success on the magic check, the spell automatically hits all targets. Several spells require you to calculate the potency of their effects using your high roll or HR. To do so, simply take the highest die you rolled on your magic check. The same effect will then be applied to each target. If you cast a spell with a duration of scene, you can end its effects at any time. The effect will also end if you die or fall unconscious, or if you leave the scene. If the same spell is cast more than once on a target, its effects will not stack. The most recent casting will replace the previous one. If two spells have identical effects but different names, they do not stack. Now, while the effects of spells and disciplines are defined by the rules of the game, the way they manifest in your world is something that can vary from one character to another, and another great opportunity to interject personality into each of your heroes. A druid or witch type of character might conjure magical branches blossoming into fruits or flowers that produce the effects of the spell. A spell blade might channel magic through precise blade movements, and so forth. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about rituals. So spells are very easy to understand. They are quite on the gamey aspect of this RPG. And it's great that advice is given to customize the appearance of your spells. That way you can have several characters in the same group and their magic will feel unique, or at the very least quite distinctive from each other. Thank you for watching this part of the review, and thank you for your likes and your comments. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. Once again, thank you, and see you later.